According, I say, to just such a wide-ranging and complicated mathematic, the space around the vapor cloud rising at a perfect 45-degree angle into the sky and in the shape of the nostalgia-prayed centipede is manipulated according to the points stipulated in a system of equations brazen with a reason unfeasible, causing certain dreadful upheavals in the bogus halls of learning where churning minds spit out pork rinds and mashed potato tongues running along the bottom of sodden soups, rheumatic foot in funk festoonment. The space around the vapor cloud is toyed with, I say. Someone is playing with the controls of the devices octagonal in shape and vacant in the middle, where situated in the folds of space-time flowing like wine down a strong man's throat. An interlope occurs with the very words spoken from every mouth from this square to the one stretching south of here, is commandeered in the sense that the substance of them coalesces like the rendezvous of trillions of obsessions in diabolical convergence on the spot on which every jot in the lexicon is confirmed in the stylus-stabbed word, unfurling infinitely with synergies incontestable, the plenteous air robust with hazy molecules drunk on funk forms of lackadaisical phases that occur in the 1,000,000 membranes of space, thickened to a sickness of air unresuscitable, cement halo crushing a skull of soft shell crab, heroin haberdashery, subtlety factory. With these machines, they are attempting, plying their wares against the uncanny physic illicit in the incommodious air, to balance the vapor trail, now at a 45-degree angle from the spot, so that it lies straight in the sky, perfectly parallel to the hell of a profligate earth unbaptized. With this in mind, they have situated these devices, these octagons, representing the highest achievement in space-bending technology, so that they can begin what appears to be the next to impossible process of riding the vapor trail in the shape of the centipede launched beyond the sun into the fundus of a cosmos moiling with rudimentary forms of osmosis like a psychosis of universal knowledge, like so many melted down colleges in hyper-circumferential in the presidential palisades beyond every conceivable escapade of toil and drama, hoping, I say, to right the thing so that it sits level in the air, but is a situation going on in the midst of the mass libation of the crowd that draws my stare. The octagonal devices, as I mentioned, are deluxe apparatuses fetched from who knows where, things used to suffuse exotic situations like this, for such imbroglios don't just fizzle out, they must be cleaned up, just like the aftermath of a collision between a tanker truck and a suction cup. But what draws my attention is what comes off the octagons of exotic technology like a dinosaur's tail. For as my eyes move along the path, as if along the back of a primordial creature, I see as if in remainder afterling, as if in material exhaust going off the back of them, but in retrograde pay grade going up and down and tenuous all around like an abounding flipping behind as it continues to go furiously forward as it unwinds, this tail coming off the octagons, I say, being an interplay of forward and backward, there being stacks of technology outmoded in radical bestowment back of the machines in the dark hovels formed of alleys behind a square of rare limpidity for the simplicity of its stylized atmosphere, peppered with kibbles of sizzle and slop in the mottled hair of rarefied impairment. Sounds legit. All of which is to say, in a manful way, that like great tails coming off the octagonal devices of great complexity is a mess of technology, in gradual retrograde back to a source existing beneath a colonnade accoutred with a pagoda to a god of slow elopement with funk deities from parts unknown. There, in the shadow of a flying buttress sunk low beneath a sun blazing out the last aghast spasms of its existence, furious workers, doomed to a life of constant labor, fuel the flames roaring in stove-like contraptions, shivering with the skin of invalids in the warm evening, seeping pink light in the western hemorrhage beyond the butte, in the distance dark and purple-hued. These stoves are fed from piles of coal, and the flames they engender make the earth darken as if hearkening back to an eon of desolation, the infestation of certain illicit gradations in the elevating series of elements and situations composing this roving circus called mirthless earth, hurling and whirling like a dervish losing his lunch in a fit of frowning faces and bunched up underdrawers, which is a way of saying that these contraptions, roaring furnaces propped up on wheels, feed these machines adjusting the angle of the vapor cloud in the sky, devices of inconceivable technological brilliance, the crown of many men's minds, all winding out, all alacritous, all serpentine. I'll stop there and make another one.